were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. Oh, I can now hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic.
Welcome again, everyone, to this fabulous episode of 3. Vegas. I'm here with Chris Gray, our master astrologer, Rainy Day, our psychic medium, and me, I'm Mona, and I do tarot. And we do this live broadcast. Now, it's live. Everything about this program is we don't cut anything. It's live recorded. We don't edit anything. So what you see is exactly what's happened on every program. So we do have a caller here who should be zooming here in just a second, and we'll be right back after.
This holiday season, feed the hungry.
This holiday season, help students graduate.
This holiday season, help foster children and families.
This holiday season, support those in need.
This holiday season, help kids to learn and grow.
Give hope this holiday season at the Giving Machine.
Visit the Giving Machines at their district at Green Valley Ranch and at downtown Summerlin.
And we're back. We have a lovely young woman here, Annabelle. She's joining us here on the program. Annabelle, welcome so much to 3. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so the way the program works is I want you to think of a specific question, something that the 3 of us can concentrate on just for you. And then I want you to choose who you'd like to have go first, either Chris, our master astrologer, Rainy, our psychic medium, or me. But think of your question and then decide which one of us you want to have address your question first. So who's first?
Let's do Chris.
Okay, got it. All right. And what is your question?
Okay, what would you say is the most spiritually aligned career path for me?
Got it. Okay.
Okay. So before I jump into your question, I'm going to go over your chart just a little bit. So you're a Sun Libra, right there on that cusp. So your sun is really, really close to Scorpio. But you are technically a Sun Libra, and then your rising sign, which is based upon your exact time of birth and location, is Sagittarius. So your where your chart starts is really important. It's called your AC. You have Pluto that sits right there on your AC. It's incredibly close to it. So actually you are very, very, very much connected to Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio. So if you read Scorpio like characteristics and traits, I mean, that is you. But because of that Libra there, you also have this ability to deliver news, but in a very nice kind of like very soft way. So you have like this, it's the iron fist and a velvet glove type approach. And a lot of people, I don't want to say they underestimate you, but they kind of do. They see you as very soft and social and very just easygoing, but there's so much depth to you, and you have this ability to really dive deep into this psyche of people. And you also have this unwavering determination on whatever you set your mind to. I mean, anything, any task, you're going to see it through with precision and absolute just determination. And even if it's challenging, I mean, it's perseverance, definitely. And then as it relates to your rising sign, so you have a lot of blessings that come to you, a lot of opportunities that come to you. The more open you are, the more they come to you. But being a Sagittarius rising, you tend to attract people, and connections and opportunities come from those connections. And it's because you're very open to people. So as it relates to your question, so you have a couple placements in your chart, and they say that you're almost like a workaholic. Like you have a lot of Capricorn traits when it comes to your career. So even though your sun is in Libra, and so is your Mercury, by the way, which I'll touch on that in a second, but it's sitting up in your 10th house of career and what you're known for. So people know you for being very dependable, reliable. Like you tend to put a lot of energy into your career. And this looks like the industry could be something related to, okay, so this could be any of the performing arts, anything that has to do with entertainment, but also more specifically, this is going to be beauty, like maybe cosmetics or fashion or something along those lines. And then your everyday, so that's kind of like the industry, and then your everyday kind of work you do, it's ruled by Mercury, when Mercury is the planet of communication. So it not only rules any kind of verbal or written communication, but also publishing and writing and creation content and social media. And also it rules your mental facility. So the type of work that you'd be really good at is anything that involves detail and either gathering or dispersing information. So again, social media, broadcasting, journalism, publishing, things of that nature. So,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who would you like to have address your question next?
Mona, I'll have you go next.
Okay, you got it. All right. So let me clear the cards here for you real quick. And by the way, while Chris was talking to you, Rainey was scribbling like crazy because all this stuff is coming to her. So in a way, I'm kind of happy you're saving, let's say, the best for last.
Oh, I love man.
All right. So I'm laying out my whole deck and I'm drawing 5 cards to address your question of what is the most spiritually aligned career for you. One of the things that I pick up from you right away is that the gift of being talented at a lot of things is you're talented at a lot of things. The downside of being talented at a lot of things is it's very hard for you to focus on one. So you get good at one, and then you don't become an expert at that thing. Or if you did become an expert at that thing, you find yourself getting tired of it very quickly. Now, it's really interesting here because smack in the middle of your spread is a card that's called abundance, and it's reversed, but it resonates to Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So it's interesting that Chris brought up the idea of Capricorn in your chart because you are very money motivated. Whatever you decide to do, you want to make sure that you're making a boatload of money doing it. So I think that's why you start going down the path of something. And if you don't see that it's going to go into dollar signs pretty quickly, you abandon it. You also have this card that talks about following your heart and taking your happiness seriously. So, but I'm going to get to those cards in a second. I want to address these cards over here on the other side. It's very important that you don't listen to the voices that are not your voice. There's a lot of recordings in your head right now that talk about what you should be doing, and SHOULD. Do not should all over yourself because those voices are not your voices. They're not your path. So when people say, oh, well, gee, Annabelle, you're so good at this, you should do this. Well, I really want you to temper that with, well, that's nice. They think that I'm good at that in your mind. That's nice of you to say that. That's how you redress it back. It's nice of you to say that. So, and the cool thing about it is that you're still in a place right now where a lot of your own psychic ideas are coming to you, and that I know that you're going to be ultimately led in a new path. So here's the other thing is that you have been gifted with almost ethereal beauty. And I don't mean that just physically, I mean that emotionally and spiritually as well. That part of the reason that you find yourself distracted away from something is that if it doesn't align with what you think is right and wrong, or your karmic path, or you don't think that it's good, and I'm using air quotes around that word, you will step away from it. So because your own natural intuitive gift can spot an imposter from a mile away. That is the Scorpio influence that Chris was talking about. So now you have these two cards over here, which this one says nobody can beat you up like you can, and you're holding on to some old sorrow or something that didn't work out. And I actually want you to bless the fact that there might be some indecision here, because I think that's spirit making sure that you don't make a mistake or that you don't commit to something that you would feel trapped in ultimately. But the two cards I really love are these two cards. There's a card called playfulness, and this card is called schizophrenia, but it doesn't mean schizophrenia. What it means is that there are a couple of things around you that you have absolutely no control over. And the way it's depicted in my deck of cards is it shows a figure between two cliffs, and the figure is suspended there between the two cliffs. That figure cannot pull itself up on either side. At some point, that figure's got to let go. What I'm telling you is if you let go of the responsibilities that are not your karma and not yours, what's going to happen is you're going to land in a place where you get to take your career seriously. So the schizophrenia card connected to this card called playfulness reversed. Playfulness reversed is all about you not being scatterbrained. I would like you to focus on one thing at a time, but I keep getting that coincidental meetings are going to be like your a big benefit to you. So I can see you no matter what you're doing. If you're standing in line in Starbucks and you're standing around somebody that looks like they kind of got their shit together, say, hey, what do you do for work? You seem really happy at your job. What do you do for work? I'm doing a survey, right? So here you are, this charming young woman that can ask almost anybody in the room that question, and they will basically let down their underwear and show you. And I don't mean that literally, but they'll tell you what they like about their job. So I could see you turning around while in line at Starbucks and looking someone, woman or man, in the eye and say, so what do you like about your job? I mean, I could like you talk to them a million times a day, and they're going to tell you. So it's saying use the people that seem to come right across your radar as a way for you to take surveys. So the next 2 weeks are very, very important to you. There's something that's going to shift in the next couple of weeks where you end up in a situation that's going to make it more comfortable for you. I have to tell you, you got to take care of yourself. You can't try and save everybody. Do you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Right now it's saying you got to concentrate on you, what is important to you. And any questions from that?
No, like got all of that. That's really great. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can you keep the schizophrenic card out?
Yeah.
So it's my turn, I guess.
Oh, here you go, girl. Yeah.
When I'm not feeling so great, instead of relying on spirit to download information, I do automatic writing, and I just could not stop Annabelle.
Oh yeah, she was like writing the whole time.
Okay. When I look at the schizophrenic card, the first thing I see is a raven. Ravens are very spiritual beings. Raven is your spiritual animal. I want you to Google the heck out of the symbolism of a raven, because that raven is going to help you, because your question was about spirituality, is going to help you see the light in the dark. You are a sensitive, and I don't mean empathic at all, but what I mean is that you can pick up energies in the room. I wrote down that you could be a very good leading a team of ghost hunters. Look at her face. And creating a podcast with snips and talking about these little things that you record and then talking about them. I see you running a team, and also you, when I look at you, I hear and feel the number 10. And the 10 really means that 1010 signifies that your spiritual path is in harmony and alignment and balance with your soul's true purpose. All you need to do is start doing things that you love, and those gifts will start just coming through very simply. I want you to just start focusing on something straight ahead of you. Then you're going to put your arms out like this. I see spirits all back over here and not 10 and 2. So as you're focusing straight ahead of you, you're going to be wiggling your fingers until you see them in your peripheral. Do you see things flashing by you, or do you sometimes hear your name being called?
My name being called? Maybe.
And you look back, nobody's there. Start paying attention to your peripheral, because I see that you see beings, spirit, flashes of color. And the key here is to hold the energy. We as human beings have this knee-jerk reaction if we see something out of our peripheral to look. I want you to just learn to train your body, because it's really muscle memory, to just hold the energy and start asking, who are you? Are you here for my highest and greatest good? What would you like me to know? Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? And then just start automatic writing, whatever you're picking up. Your aura is the aura of a ballerina, a ballet dancer. And I was writing down, because ballet dancers have a way of transposing that artistic impression into something very beautiful and visual. They have just this strong body, those physical attributes, and they are aligned with precisely how they execute the dance. They know exactly which way to turn, how to hold, and it's challenging. It is not easy to be a ballerina dancer. It's something that you have to learn your whole entire life.
My mom was a ballerina dancer.
I literally wrote down.
Wait. Did you say you were a ballet dancer?
My mom was a ballerina dancer.
I literally wrote down
I
ballerina
see it.
dancer. That's what I was gonna.
It's
Oh my
on
God.
her page.
It was very random, and I'm like, ballerina. It was weird. Ballerina
I
dancer.
did ballet when I was like 5 for like short amount of time, but that was it. So.
But you have the aspects of a ballerina
Grace.
dancer. You are enthusiastic, determined, confident, very disciplined. When you find something you really love, you go for it 150,000%. You have a great connection to music. I want you to surround yourself more with music. And the next time you feel like you're out of alignment, turn it up and dance. Just dance around and pretend that you're this beautiful, authentic, expressive ballerina. You are very close to being in alignment to your spiritual purpose, your spiritual path. And I really believe you need to start learning how to sense energies around you. Do you have any places that might be haunted in your area?
I have places that I feel less inspired, I guess you could say.
I
Where
want
I'm more bored.
Google and see if they have like a little haunted walk around your downtown, or are there any haunted hotels? Go stay in a haunted room. I want you to bring your phone and just start feeling what you're feeling. Record it and play it back. You'll be surprised they're trying to talk to you. You might even help them go into the light and on. Some are residual effects, but some are real beings. Don't ever be afraid, because you are in complete control of this situation. My love, your energy is the energy of the number 10, and you are divinely protected. You are going to be fine. Consider doing this podcast. Make sure and Chris talked about being a workaholic. Once you focus into something you really love, nothing's going to stop you. And then that's that passion. So turn the workaholic into a passion. She also talked about social media. Want you to create what you want this paranormal podcast to be, because you're going to go into places where you now are picking up something totally entire different, something totally dimensional, something totally unexpected. You're going to create this social media presence, tie Instagram to Facebook, and then do TikTok and just start posting these 30-second little highlights or a voice you heard, and talk about how you feel in the process. And I'm going to leave you with that, my darling.
Okay. Thank
I would
you.
like to add on to a couple things. So that ballerina dancer thing's very wild. I was going to ask you what the reference to that was, but okay. So Mona was talking about you're going to start meeting these like new connections. So there is a transit that just started for you. It's the luckiest transit in astrology. It stays in one sign for about a year. And it just started in your 7th house partnerships and connections. And this is not only romantic, but it definitely alliances, collaborations. This could be business partnerships. And so I definitely want to, put that emphasis that this transit supports these lucky connections, because the connections that you make have the potential to be long lasting and mutually beneficial for years to come.
Mhm.
Then she also mentioned taking your happiness seriously. So you have this placement, and what it is, it's the placement that indicates what your soul's purpose is, or like your kind of journey that you're supposed to embrace and move towards. And so it can be very challenging, because it would require us to kind of step outside of our comfort zone. And so by doing this, it allows us to be more aligned with our spiritual calling. And so for you, this falls in your 5th house, and 5th house rules a few things, but overall it's following our heart's desire. So this could be any kind of passion projects, like Mona said about you being very talented. Like, this definitely is one, but it feels almost like there's some kind of suppression or self-imposed suppression there, and that's what makes it challenging to move forward. But once you release those suppressions or that sense of self-imposed restrictions, then you're able to dive into your true calling. So that's very strong in your chart.
Yeah, I definitely get that. I kind of suppress. It's a lot of like self-imposed type of restriction. I totally get that, because I just get kind of overwhelmed with what I need to do, and I just then I get bad anxiety and everything. So I definitely get that.
Then I wanted to touch on your money, right? You have very, very recently. When I say recently, I mean very recently. You just ended this very big transit. It's been going on for you, oh gosh, 3 years, somewhere around there, 3.5 years. Planets move forward and backwards and then forward again. So what this transit is, it was going through your financial house. And when it goes through your financial house, this almost feels like it's incredibly hard to make a living. It's like maybe you have to put yourself on a budget, or just resources are really tight, or no matter how much effort you exert or you put into something to make money, to earn money, it's like something always happens. Okay, so it's usually this period. The purpose of it, there's definitely a purpose. That's why I love astrology. The purpose of it is so that you restructure your value system. So how you value money, or objects. And so a lot of that usually includes budgeting or prioritizing finances. And so you just got out of that. And I'm talking like within the last week, maybe, like very, very recent. So I would suspect that probably the last, I'm going to call it 3 years, have probably been kind of hard financially, or feeling like it's hard to get ahead, because this touches your income house, where we have 2 financial houses. This in particular one that it's been transiting is your your earning potential. It's not like family money or bank loans or things like that. This is your ability to earn money. So the beautiful thing about that is it's over. It's over. And so you're going to start feeling, since it's so newly just transitioned, it's going to take a few weeks before you start feeling it. So I would say probably I feel like maybe by mid-November, you're going to start feeling some release there, like some pressure lifted, and it's going to feel like you're able to make connections and make more money or more stability.
Can I speak on that, actually?
Yeah.
So
Sure.
It's really crazy that you say that, because I went to school for 2 years, and it's been a little over 6-7 months since finishing, so almost 3 years. And just yesterday, I finished paying the last of my student loans.
Yay.
Yay! Good girl.
Yeah, so that's really crazy that you say that because I wonder if that's what you mean. So I literally just finished paying all that yesterday. So I don't know if that's that, but
Well, you're going to start, like, when I see this transit, it's challenging because it's like maybe if you used to have kind of more of a free hand at spending, but expensive, there's always expenses involved in that transit. But once it moves on, you can be more kind of free with your money, but you're more careful because through that transit, you learn to, you know, restructure your valuing system as far as money and budgeting and things like that.
According to these two cards that she got schizophrenia card and she got the guilt card reversed. What it means is that these last 8 weeks have been the hardest 8 weeks of her life. And sometimes that happens when there's an event. So in the last 8 or 9 weeks, has there been some sort of an event that has made you incredibly uncomfortable?
100%, yeah.
What happened?
No, just literally just working at a job that's very unstimulating. And literally doing nothing but work and just being kind of miserable in that and feeling like I don't have a purpose and just kind of feeling emotionally drained. That has literally been me for the past like few months. So
wow, crazy. I know Rainey can't wait to talk to you.
Well, and so Archangel Michael came and stood right behind you. And his message is he wants you, I know this is random, but I want you to look at your tires of your vehicle. Specifically the inside that you can't see sidewalls. I want you to have somebody put it up on a rack and just check those tires. Just to be prepared, not scared, more preventative. Spirit is strongly saying you need to do that very, very quickly. That there could be, and there might even be a recall on those tires, so it doesn't cost you anything to get them replaced. But I'm really, really concerned about your tires.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I want to touch on her work because.
Okay, one more thing.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
There is more, just a little more. And it has to do with her rising sign being in Sagittarius. You'd be a great entrepreneur. Like you really like the freedom to kind of be able to do your own thing and be able to like create your day where it's constantly kind of changing. That's usually it's because you're so kind of open-minded from that rising, you tend to attract opportunities that if it's the same thing every day, it gets very boring. So
yeah, and Annabelle, get out of your own head, my darling. Get out of your head.
You got a lot going for you. I mean, it's like you're one of the few people that I've seen on this program that have so many choices ahead of you. And that's why I said earlier, there's so many things you're naturally talented at, that you're naturally good at. And the interesting thing is that you're also very physically graceful. So the whole ballerina thing, it came from you're the fruit of your mother's loins here. So she was born with a certain amount of grace. Well, you adopted that grace from her just by metamorphic. There's a word where you naturally absorb things. What's the word?
Absorption.
No, that's not it.
Osmosis.
Maybe it is osmosis, but it's you naturally absorb the energies of the people around you. And sometimes those energies confuse you. So when Rainey is saying, when you find yourself kind of out of sorts, I would love you to get those over your ear headphones.
Noise canceling.
Right. And I would like you to actually play what might be boring to you, but classical music. Because the reason I say classical music is because it's very mathematically aligned. So, and it's also of a megahertz that's very soothing to the brain. And I think if you played it on a very, very, very low volume, and you could read something that is motivational for you at the same time, it's like you put yourself in this spiritual cocoon where you're listening very quietly to classical music, and then you're reading something that is loving and supportive of you. Do you see what I mean? It's like then when you come out of it, it's like you feel almost like you've had 10 hours of sleep and you feel refreshed, which is when you are 100% aware of things going on around you. That's when magic happens around you, Annabelle. And I think that's what both of my fellow readers here are trying to tell you. So
Yes, and don't forget that you have this beautiful superpower. And I want to kind of tag on to what Mona said about putting headphones. Listen to binaural solfeggio beats. It will help sync your left hemisphere, which is your human existence, and your right hemisphere, which is your spiritual experience. And there's a book by Rebecca Campbell, and I think it's Black is the New Light or Light is the New Black. I'm looking for it right now because I'm telling you that book would change your life. So while you're listening to Solfeggio binaural beats, look up Rebecca Campbell. It's something like Black is the New Light or something.
okay.
It will help that spiritual side of you come out so that you're able to be led by your intelligence, because you are highly intelligent. Highly intelligent.
there's
Almost like a photographic memory.
I do have that.
Oh,
She has a ton of Mercury in her chart.
Oh, yeah.
And that definitely is that indication of a high intellect.
see,
And that's the hard part of getting out of your head in that looping, because
Right.
you are so smart.
right.
But
So
just acknowledge it.
well, here's the other thing too, is that if she had any passion for the law, she would be an amazing attorney. Because
Or
you-
mediator. Yeah.
Or because you remember freaking everything. And so here you would be going, oh, well, case number such and such back in 1972, they addressed this and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what you're talking about, because this law's already been, it's already, what's the word? Protocol or
Precedence.
Precedence. Yeah. Okay. I'm not picking up words today. It's weird. Okay. Annabelle, tell us about your experience here. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was really great. Because I've spoke to Mona so many times, so it was really nice to get everyone else's opinions as well. I actually didn't know my sun or moon. I didn't know any of that stuff before. I only knew that I was a Libra, so it was really great to know like more in depth about like the other parts of my zodiac and everything I didn't know. And you ladies are very spot on with everything and like how connected you are and everything you were saying. I was like, yeah, spot on 100%. And yeah, I definitely want to like take some time to absorb everything you said, because there's a lot and I really want to make sure I take everything in. But yeah, you guys were spot on. And
Oh, Annabelle, thank you so much for being a guest on our program. And we're sending you lots of blessings, and we probably want to invite you back in a couple of months and see how you're doing.
Tag us in your podcast.
When she gets her podcast. That's right.
And your social media platforms.
Right. We love you for being on the program. Thank you so much, Annabelle.
all right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Wow. That was so much fun.
Incredible woman with opportunity and possibilities.
Isn't it wonderful to have someone young? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love all of our callers. Don't get me wrong. But to have someone young come in and actually ask that question, what is my most spiritually aligned career? What should I be looking at? Well, at age whatever she is, 20, 21, 22, whatever she's in her early 20s. Well, she's got all this time to do whatever she wants to do. And we know we create.
What a blessing.
I know.
At such a young age.
I know. We're like her aunties.
We're gone. Yeah.
To have all these incredible aspects in who you are in your being.
Yeah.
And she can be
beauty and brains.
Very much so. She could be so hyper successful within herself just by following her heart, her sensitivity.
Okay, I'm going to finish my thought.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
What a blessing it is for her at this age to be able to get the insight so that she can start aligning her life at this age. Because there's people in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and they still don't know what they want to do or the direction that they want to go. Yeah.
That's true. That's a good statement.
She's so young that having this insight and being able to have this put in this focus, I mean, she's leaps and bounds and decades ahead of people.
And she's going to live a very, very long life.
Long and successful.
Very.
Yeah.
Grace, with love and grace.
Yeah.
She's the ballet dancer.
God, we love her.
That's cool that you picked up on that too. She's like, well, we wrote it down. It's right here.
All right, you guys. Hey, remember to subscribe to WWDBTV so that you can see more programming like this. We are gratefully thankful to John Stiles for allowing us to create this program on WWDBTV. He was also part of the live filming of our last program at the Composer's Room. So y'all might want to look at a past episode and see how that turned out, because it came out really cool. Chris, thank you for being here. Rainey, thank you for being part of this. You guys will be back next time. Looking forward to it.